Yeah. So one important point, or the main goal of one of the main goals of doing this one meal a day was to see what impact it has on my triglycerides. And I'm happy to report that for the first time in at least 10 to 12 years, my triglycerides have come down, and it's kind of permanently come down, I'd say. At least it looks that way so far. So that is one good benefit that I got out of all this. Um, I'll show you I have some interesting data to share with you, where I had recorded my lipids for the past several years. I've been doing that. So the most recent data I can show you, and how going on this diet affected my triglycerides and other lipid profiles. So here is my most interesting takeaway from the one meal a day or intermittent fasting, which is one of the two things that I wanted to try this for. One of which was triglyceride, lowering my triglyceride, and here you can see the historical data from my lipid profile test. So my triglyceride has been consistently high, above 400. So this is more recent data, but I have data that goes as far back as 2006 or 2008 time frame, and there also you can see that it is around the 400 range. So 300, 400 is considered very high, and optimal range is, I think, below 200, 180, 200, somewhere around that line. So I had tried dieting, I had tried exercises, I had tried olive oil, and I think some homeopathic medicines as well during this period, and it has had only marginal impact. So it always comes back to a higher number no matter what I do. So all of these things like exercise and diet plans didn't help me as much as I um, wanted to. As you can see, it never came down to the ideal range or safe range, so which is below 200. So here you can see on around April 26th, I started intermittent fasting, or one meal a day. That's what I was following from April to July, very rigorously, so religiously. So as soon as I started it, it just took to 222 from close to 600. That is very surprising. So during the first month, it just crashed to 222, which was the lowest value I had seen in 10 years or more, 10 to 12 years. And then next month onwards, it goes, springs back up, but then it again comes down gradually. So I don't know what is the explanation behind that uh, uh, fluctuation, but in the long term, you can see that it did stabilize under 200, um, which no medicine, no diet, or no exercise could help me achieve in the past 10 years. So that is very interesting uh, experience, or a very interesting outcome of my intermittent fasting with regards to triglyceride. At the same time, if you look at my cholesterol and other lipid levels, I have cholesterol levels listed here. If you look at the cholesterol level, it has been more or less within range. Even that should be below 200, I believe, but it's more or less within control. So with intermittent fasting and one meal a day, it seems to have increased, which from certain explanation from various sources, I feel that it is kind of expected. So it has marginally increased, um, and it is more or less consistent around that, between 250, in the 250 range. Um, so that is the impact of this diet, or the lifestyle modification that I had. A very great outcome. So hopefully the risk of heart attack and all that comes down for me because of this. And so as I told you, I have been struggling with triglycerides for more than 10 to 12 years. and in 6 months or less than 6 months, it has come down to or stabilized at a very low range, which which has been wonderful. And so I hope you get something out of this, and hopefully it helps improve your health as well. So if you want to know more about my experience and get other videos, do hit subscribe, and stay healthy.